All right, welcome to a quick lesson on lab safety. So in any science class that you're in, hopefully we're gonna spend a lot of time in our labs, but to be in there, you have to know the lab safety expectations. So we're gonna have a quick lesson on that today. So learning goal here is that you'll be able to explain the expectations for lab safety here at McLean. All right, so first to start, if we just take a moment and look at this lovely picture right here. You have all at this point received your lab safety contracts to kind of read over. So using that as well as maybe a hint of just some safety common sense here, let's see if we can see all of the things that are being done wrong here. So we have this guy right here playing around with popping a plastic bag, so we do not fool around during a lab. This gal right here, she is wearing goggles, but she has that test tube pointed right at her face, so we always need to point test tubes and other items away from yourself and others while heating. Right here, we got this long hair just chilling on the lab bench, and there is fire right there. Now, she's being real precise with measuring, but we need to not catch on fire during our labs. We also don't want to leave a flame unattended. So this flame is not in use and doesn't look like it's going to be anytime soon. So we don't need that going at all. Right here, he is eating while doing a lab. There is no food or drink in the lab ever. This guy, there's two things. He is facing that test tube right at his buddy over here, and he's also not wearing goggles. A lot of these people are not wearing goggles. So we need to make sure anytime we are doing an experiment, we have goggles on. We should also have lab aprons on. Most people are wearing them. This guy's not. And it looks like this guy is not. And maybe this guy's not. So all of these things, not things that should be happening in our lab ever. All right. So we're going to go over the expectations briefly. So science is hands-on. There's a lot of opportunities for accidents, and some experiments can be dangerous. Even when we're not working with fire, we could be working with glass or something else that we could hurt ourselves on. So for general rules, you need to act in a responsible and respectful manner at all times, follow all protocols and procedures set by your instructor, and understand and follow all safety procedures. If you ever have a question, you need to ask. For clothing, you need to have proper PPE. That could be goggles, that could be lab aprons, whatever the expectation is for that day, I will share. You need to dress properly, no loose or baggy clothing, anything that could get caught on a table or on flame, no long jewelry or sandals, closed-toed shoes in the lab anytime we are in there. If you have sandals on, you cannot participate in the lab. And then long hair needs to be tied back. If you wear eye contacts, you will need special goggles, and you need to let me know. There's a spot in your lab safety contract to put that on. For accidents and injuries, you need to report any accident or injury to your instructor immediately, no matter how small. You're going to take a lab safety quiz. Hint, hint. If it says tell the instructor first, chances are for any emergency, you need to tell the instructor first, because there may be something that I could do to help before anyone else arrives for help. If chemical splashes in your eyes, immediately flush with water from the eye wash station or shower for at least 20 minutes. This is not a joyful experience, but it is an important experience if you get any chemicals in your eye, because they could cause a lot of damage. We don't have mercury thermometers, but if a mercury thermometer is broken, mercury cannot be touched. Notify the instructor immediately. For handling chemicals, all chemicals are considered to be dangerous, even distilled water in the lab. Do not touch, taste, or smell chemicals unless specifically instructed to do so. The proper technique for wafting chemical vapors will be demonstrated to you. You push the air towards you to smell chemicals, and only even do that when you are specifically instructed. Always check labels twice before using any chemicals. Follow instructors' directions on handling and transporting chemicals. For glassware, always handle all glassware with care and never handle broken glass with your bare hands. Examine glassware before each use. Never use chipped, cracked, or dirty glassware. Dirty could cause a reaction you're not prepared for, and if it's chipped or cracked, it could break, so we will throw that away. Do not use damaged electrical equipment, and always take care when unplugging it. Ask your instructor if you are unsure of how to use a piece of equipment. Anytime we're using something new, I will try to give very clear instruction, but if you ever have a question, again, stop and ask. Do not immerse hot glassware in cold water. It may shatter. Glass, unless it is like molten glass, it looks the same when it's burning hot as to when it is ice cold. you need to assume that if you have heated, or if someone may have heated that piece of glass, that it is hot. And we do not cool hot water under cold, or hot glass under cold water, because it will shrink too quickly and the glass will shatter. When we are heating substances, use extreme caution when heating substances. Take care that hair is tied back and clothing is not loose or baggy. Never heat anything that you are not directed to. When heating test tubes, always point them away from all people in the room. Never leave any flames or anything that has been heated unattended. Glass and metal stay hot for a very long time. Always use tongs and hot gloves. And hot glass and cool glass have the same appearance. All right. If you have any questions at this point, come find me, come let me know, and I will answer them for you. And I will see you in the next lesson. After this one, after this video, you're going to need to do your mastery for this. So there will be a quizzes link, or you can do it on paper. You need to pass those questions with 100% in order to get into the lab. So if you aren't sure on a question, come check in with me. Thank you.